Alright, man. So based off the popularity of this movie, I might fuck around and get my ass killed on the internet, but so be it, man. This shit has to be said. This movie, Kimi no Kaiwa, Kimi no Naiwa, whatever the fuck it's called, Your Name. This movie has to be some of the most boring shit I ever seen in my life, fam. Now, before I get into this movie, let me tell you about how I even found this movie in the first place, fam. So, it was a day off for work, and I'm for some reason in the mood to watch nothing but movies, right? So I thought to myself, hey, fuck it, why not watch an anime movie, right? It's been a while since I've seen an anime movie since Naruto, right? So I did what any logical person would do who wants to find an anime movie to watch, and I looked this shit up on the internet. Now, Google really wasn't telling me what movie to watch specifically, so the next thing I did was hit up my anime list. Now, my anime list has a top 50 to top 100 anime movies of all time list on their website, and when I clicked it, the #1 spot was this bullshit. Kimi no Kaiwa, Your Name. So after I seen that this movie had like a 9.4, it was a high rated movie. It was the #1 movie on the list. So I did what any other logical person would do and fucking look up the reviews. The previews and all this other shit, what other people are actually saying about the movie. Because you already know the industry with these reviews and shit. People have relations in the industries that causes them to overrate movies and even video games sometimes. You already know. But yeah, after I did my research, pretty much everyone on YouTube, the user reviews, everyone is loving the fucking movie, right? They're saying it's a masterpiece, 9 out of 10 stars, 10 out of 10 stars. Some people were saying it was the greatest anime movie of all time, the greatest anime they ever seen. And I'm over here getting hyped, right? Because they over here bigging this shit up. Like, I'm excited at this point. So I go and buy this movie and I go and get my snacks because, like I said, I'm excited at this point. I'm finna watch one of the greatest anime movies of all time according to most people, right? So I get my snacks, I get comfortable, then I push play. Then I start watching. And bruh, I kid you not, this has to be one of the most boring movies I ever seen in my fucking life. No exaggeration, alright? And before I start killing this movie, let me just say this. The movie does a great job with this animation, the visuals, and the music. It's not until when you try to understand the story is when shit gets fucking real. Man, this story was confusing, boring, and uninteresting as hell, right? And I love my sci-fi flicks, but goddamn, fam, like sometimes they can do a little too much to the point where it's like, what the fuck is going on, fam? That meteor shit made no sense to me at all, man. And I still don't know how the fuck the meteor made them niggas switch places. And guess what? Maybe if the movie would have done a better job in making me more invested and getting me more engaged, then maybe I would have actually took the time to go back and figure out how in fact the meteor made them niggas switch places. But the movie doesn't do that good either, right? It's nothing but slice of life bullshit, and I love slice of life, don't get me wrong. Like, I love Clannad and all the other shit, just like the next person. But sometimes slice of life can be just straight out boring, depending, like, you're literally selling me on these two niggas switching places, and every fucking morning that these two horny toes are in each other's body, the first thing they do is touch on themselves. Now, cool, I understand, because the normal human being who will go through this circumstance, they'll do the same thing. Bro, after the 3rd or 4th day, you still touching on your body and shit. Like, you still, like, the nigga waking up every morning with a titty in his hand. And the girl, she waking up fucking observing this nude. And now it gets to the point where these niggas is writing on themselves to communicate. What the fuck am I watching right now? Is this supposed to be romantic, my nigga? And then they got this little thing with the fucking string where, like, the string's supposed to help them. Like, man, look, I don't care what the fuck is going on. I'm still fucking confused about the meteorite. Cause now, all of a sudden, these niggas is outer space now. Like, Joe, like I said, love my sci-fi, but sometimes they can take this shit a little bit too far, fam. A little bit too far. My nigga, I can't tell you how many times I fell asleep on this movie. Like, probably more than 5 times, right? Because this movie, like, bro, like I said in the beginning of the video, it looks good, it sounds good. It's just that the story is fucking terrible, right? And then, like, at first when I fell asleep on it, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm just tired because I've been running errands all day. You know how everyday life goes when you're busy and you just get tired and fatigued, right? So I said, let me watch the movie later on tonight. So I popped that shit in later on tonight to finish it. Guess what? I fell asleep again. The fuck you talking about? Nigga, like I said, maybe it's just me, all right? And I know people might be like, hey, you watch shonen, you don't do nothing but review shonen on your channel. Look, don't get it fucked up. Just because I review shonen on my channel don't mean that I don't enjoy the other anime fucking genres like isekai, fucking rom-coms, fucking harem. I trust me, I watch all that shit just like you. I'm an anime fan, all right? It's just that sometimes shit like this is not gonna get, like, you can't slide this shit past me, fam. All right? And then, like I said, back to the niggas that was overhyping this shit, right? If you gonna tell me that this movie is the greatest shit of all time, guess what? It better be. I'm not expecting it to be the greatest shit of all time because everyone is objective to their own opinions. But goddamn, man, at least let this shit be a 7 out of 10, man. Like, I'm watching this shit and I'm like, gee, this shit might be one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Because it seems like if you take away the animation and the music and shit and the visuals, this movie is literally shit. And then, like, now that I harken back to watching the reviews and stuff, that's all they ever fucking talked about was the visuals, the music, and the fucking animation. My stupid ass didn't take into account that these niggas never brought up the story once. Like, Joe, like, bro, all they had to do was keep it simple with these two niggas liking each other, finding each other, and ending up together. It's not that fucking hard, alright? Cause guess what? This meteor shit, I know you trying to be different with the meteor shower, making niggas switch places, and this one of these things where it happens, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? They over here running on volcanoes and shit. But bro, I don't fucking care. Just make it simple. I'm a simple man. You don't need to go into all this detailed shit because guess what? If you always going into detail about shit, it's not always a good thing, alright? That's how you end up with fucking plot holes. Now, in my opinion, the best scene throughout the whole movie was the last scene of the movie, alright? When they first saw each other on the train and they both got off the train and went through thick and thin to find each other, all so that they can say, what's your name to each other, right? They pretty much wanted to get straight to the business, right? I found my dream girl that I had changed bodies with. Let me actually get to know this girl. The same goes for the girl. Hey, I was in his body at one point. Let me get to know this dude. Let me go talk to him. All right. I actually found this nigga in real life. This could be my soulmate. All right. Now, I like this scene, and I think it's the best scene throughout the whole movie. You know why? Because it's simple, it's understandable, and it's relatable. All right. On top of that, like I said, the movie doesn't fail with the animation, the visuals, the music is beautiful. Like, that whole scene is just beautiful, right? It's the best part, in my opinion. It's hella relatable, simple, straight to the point, and it is a romance movie. So, like, I mean, of course, the best part is always finding out if they hooked up or not. And like I said, you see the girl that you've been chasing, and now that you get to see them, y'all walk past each other, don't even say nothing because y'all nervous and shit. Like, everyone has been through that at some point, right? And then that's what hits home for me with this movie as far as the last scene, and this is why I think it's the best part. Now, if the movie would have done something similar and just kept everything fucking simple with these two lovebirds as far as how they could have met up, or hell, if you was gonna do the change the body things, like, you didn't have to be that complicated with it. Like, you didn't have to introduce a fucking meteorite, my nigga. Like, it's not really that simple. It's not, you don't have to be that complicated. It really doesn't. All right. Now, like I said, if the movie would have just been simple with these two niggas trying to find each other or love each other without having all this meteorite sci-fi bullshit in between, then it actually might be a good movie. Would it be the greatest anime movie I've seen of all time? No, because in my opinion, I've seen Naruto movies and other shonen movies that were better stories than this shit. And if you used to ask me which one I would want between a good story and a movie with a good animation and music, guess what? I'm taking the movie that has a better story, because at the end of the day, I'm watching the movie for the story. I'm not watching it for all that visual bullshit. Like, no, that shit comes secondary, right? The story always comes first, my nigga. Now, I actually want to call out my anime list, because them 2, 3, and 4 spots that they had on that list underneath your name, I think one of them was called Silent Voice. A Silent Voice is way better story-wise than fucking Your Name. Like, but if you're talking about visuals, music, and all that other shit, Your Name is way better than A Silent Voice. But A Silent Voice story-wise is way better than fucking Your Name. It kept me way more engaged than fucking Your Name, right? Like, hey, like I said, and then based off the fucking score, I think when I checked the score, I think Your Name was like a 94 and A Silent Voice was like a 92. Like, it was pretty fucking close, all right? So Yeah, and I think it was number 2 or some shit like that. In my opinion, like I said, I think A Silent Voice is better. But hey, look, I don't want to make this video 10 minutes, even though it's probably 10 minutes now. So let me go ahead and end this shit now, man. I just wanted to tell y'all about this this fucking movie that's been overrated to hell and how I really felt about it. And hey, by all means, you can go watch the shit. You know, you might fuck around and like it. Like, you might be a visual person instead of a storytelling person. Like, you might enjoy the visual more than the story. I mean, hey, look, man. It's your boy Trigger Senpai, and I'm out, fam. Peace.